Hi, my name is Rick Seifert. I'm a contributing writer to the Fisherman magazine, and today we're going to cover some of the safety aspects of ice fishing. One of the first things you want to be aware of is when you get to the ice, you want to know how thick it is. In a moment, we'll go over how to cover that. The second thing is, if you do go through, and if you ice fish a lot, it will be, eventually you will go through, because you'll get the desire to go when things might be questionable. In that case, these are indispensable. What these do, you can actually wear them around your neck, you grab them and you can dig them into the ice. The tip on here, I'll show you, the tip on here retracts, and that's how you'll be able to grab onto the solid ice and pull yourself out. These tips are protected while you're walking. If you fall on them or something like that, they'll be fine, but they come out when you need them. The other thing I always carry, because I usually bring a sled and some equipment, is I carry 100 feet of rope. There are a lot of fishermen that go that aren't really adequately equipped, and you don't want to be there when somebody's having a problem and you can't throw a rope to them. You tie a loop on the end and get it to them and help them get out of the ice. A third thing, and this goes aside from falling through the ice, is a lot of times when you have a nice cold freeze up of the lake and you don't have much snow, you have very smooth ice, which is great for ice skating at, but it's awful, especially for adults trying to motor out onto the ice, because you'll slip, fall. I've seen people break their elbows, which is an extremely painful injury, and break shoulders. What you need to do is get a pair, these are called yak tracks that I use. They stretch right over your boot. I wear a size 13, and believe me, they fit just about anybody. But these are yak tracks. There are a number of companies that make different types of things to slip on your boots so you can have traction on the ice, and that's an important safety feature. Now, the other thing we're talking about how thick the ice is. I don't really feel safe unless it's at least 3 inches thick. It's just not worth it. I'll go home, watch football, tie some flies, something like that. But in order to find out how much ice you got, one of the first things you look at is if there's other people out on the ice, follow their tracks. That's usually going to be safe. But if you have any question at all, start digging some holes. Now, if you've got a spud, you can spud the holes. If you got a laser auger like this, you can dig down through the holes. I can dig through 6 inches of ice in less than 30 seconds with this. That'll give me an idea. If I dig through and this thing goes through in about 6 turns, that means the ice is only a couple inches thick, and I'm not going to go out any further. I fished earlier this year on one lake up in the northwest. I was pushing the season a little bit. I drilled holes every 12 feet. I had 4 inches when I started and about 2.5 inches when I stopped, and I backed off and fished the stuff that was closer to the 4 inches. But these are very important tips. We want everyone that's watching today to make sure they make it through every ice season safely. And once again, this is Rick Seifert, and thank you very much for watching The Fisherman.